Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I start, I would like to remind you to always keep sanitize your hands and wear a face mask when you're going outside. This is to prevent you from the COVID-19. Okay, hi. My name is Muhammad Amiruldin Zharif bin Zulkapli from class 4C. And before I go even deeper about the process international trades, I would like to explain to you about the logistic and supply chain and how does it exactly really works. We start with supply chains. A supply chain is a network between a company and its suppliers to produce and distribute a specific product to the final buyer. This network includes different activities, people, entities, information, and resources. Logistics is used more broadly to refer to the process of coordinating and moving resources, people, material, inventory, and equipment from one location to storage at the desired destination. Okay, how does this work together? Supply chain management is an operation concept that links together multiple processes to achieve competitive advantage, while logistics refer to the movement, storage, and flow of goods, service, and information within the overall supply chains. So, we can move to the basic process for the international trades. The first one is importer request quotes and order goods. The first step in the shipping process is when an importer orders goods from the supplier. In a usual import, buyer will generally ask supplier for a quote when looking at goods to purchase. The quotes can often be accompanied by a pro forma invoice. A pro forma invoice is effectively an invoice that is used to provide an estimate and can be subject to change. This differs from a commercial invoice, which is a final and official invoice used from the custom clearance declaration. This is including an agreement on shipping equipment when a buyer issues a purchase order to suppliers. The contract should be governed by one of the many items and essentially the terms that allocate the costs and the risk between the buyer and the sellers when shipping. Essentially, they determine who is responsible for what whilst the goods are moving from point A to point B. It is critically to select the set of items that are most appropriate for the transaction. Failure to allocate the correct item could cost buyer much more money than originally anticipated. This is also including engaging a freight forwarder. Once the purchase has been agreed and the item selected, the importer can be arranged for a freight forwarder to manage the transportation of the goods from a point A to point B. Okay, we move to the second point, that is negotiate and fix the contract of sales. This is usually be done by a freight forwarder. Freight is the cargo carried by a ship, and freight forwarder is an agent who, on behalf of the importer or exporter, coordinate with all the other players in the freight business. His responsibilities include negotiation for better routes and rates, handling paperwork and others, formalities, organizing land transportation, being an advisor to the importer-exporter, and much more. This the document need to be prepared by the supplier, such as quotation, that is the quote for goods offer. Next is pro forma invoice, that is the confirmation of order pre-shipment with bank detail requesting payment. And the next is packing declaration. It's the declaration of how product has been packaged. And the last one is freight invoice. It's the bill to exporter and importer. That is the example of document that needed to be prepared by the supplier. That we move to the third point, that is booking of freight. This is when the required documentation is in order. The supplier must make a booking for the export shipment. By booking a freight early, we can avoid disappointment, especially if the goods are going to be transported in peak shipment season. The next point is goods to travel to international depot port. When the goods are packed and ready, they will be transported to the depot or port for export depending the shipment Incoterms. This will either be arranged by the supplier or by the consignor through their freight forwarder. Export clearance can then be commenced. After that, we move to the next point, that is intermodal transport provider. Transport provider facilitate the movement of goods from the factory or warehouse to the port of loading and from the port of destination to the final destination. This happens when a ranging package has been done. So the intermodal transport provider will pick up delivery order for container from shipping line and arranging the port of loading. Then it will hand over the shipment at port, warehouse and for custom clearance. The next point is present the document to the custom of port of destination for import clearance. This role were taken by custom house agents CHA and custom authorities. A custom house agent assists exporters and importers in getting clearance for the cargo from custom authorities. In international trade, the custom authority for at least two countries, the other of export and country of import, are involved. They provide clearance for goods to leave the country of export and to enter the country of import. And the last point is goods processed through export custom clearance and placed in transit. Once the goods pass through custom and are goods to go, they will then be delivered to the buyer or agreed delivery point. Once again, the Incoterms on the shipment will determine how to arrange this. Depending on the shipment type, a range of transport options will be available. This can include delivering loads on a truck, delivering a container with a side load and dropping the goods on the ground, or delivering to a roller door for a live unload. That's all from me. Thank you.